back to my channel. So this video is going to be an update on my adventure with Western Governors University. I did a video a while ago just kind of explaining my thoughts on it, how I felt, my transition from the business program to a teaching program, and now I'm just going to talk about the teaching program since I've been doing it for almost a year now, and I'm on my second semester, so I'm going to update you guys on that a little bit. I had a few people express interest in knowing how I still felt about it and if it was still a good route. So I will go ahead and start with that I think that yes, it's still a good route for people who can learn on their own. If you're not someone who can learn on your own, look at material or text and figure it out and kind of make your own schedule, it's probably not for you. But if you're someone who has a busy life, like for example myself, since I've talked about it before, I still work full-time, I'm a mom, so I do my school whenever I'm available to do it, usually at nights or on weekends. If you're someone who needs that kind of schedule and you can really focus on it and get it done on your own, then this is definitely the program for you, and it saves you a lot of money if you're able to get through things quickly, that I've found out. So like I mentioned before, it's based on a semester, so you pay a flat rate that semester, and then however many courses you finish is what you pay for that semester. So it's not per course, which is amazing because I've been able to knock out more courses than they suggest, and it's cut down course times for me, or semester times. So that's amazing, and it's going to save us money, which is a win-win in my opinion. But I'm going to kind of go over a few things. So the first thing I thought I would go over is just some tools that help me really succeed passing my classes. So basic tools that you should use anyways for college. I use my planner. So I'll write here any tests that I have, kind of jot down when I want to pass the test, and then use that as a plan for how I'm going to study, what I'm going to get done. Sometimes the test is just like write a paper, so I'll write down like the topics I want to read to go over before I write my paper and kind of follow that. The planner that I find best for me is a planner that has a large section, but I also use my planner to write down life things too, kids activities, work activities, things like that. So a larger planner is definitely the way to go. I use my notebook. I just got this really big one because I keep everything for every class in here. You do one class at a time, unless sometimes you can do a few more, like 2 at a time, depending on if you prove to your mentor that you can handle it, and also if you are taking a little longer in a course. So for example, I'm in a biology class right now. It's taking me some time because there's lots and lots of reading. So I asked my mentor to add a teaching course that I could work on while I was tired of reading for biology. So I'd read a little bit for biology, go to that teaching course, work on questions or a paper, and then go back to biology. And she said that's fine. And I passed that teaching course, so now I'm still continuing in biology. So sometimes your mentor will let you do that if you prove that you can pass your classes. If not, they might not let you do it, especially right away. But that is also a way that you can finish quicker. So anyways, I use my notebook and I just write notes in here, whatever I need. But I also went ahead and wrote down kind of my plan for all the courses that I need. It's front and back to complete my degree. And I'm a visual person, so I go in through and highlight anytime I pass a course, which brings me joy, shows that I'm closer to finishing. I've passed quite a few already that you can see. I have that full page and then this full page, but all this down here is my student teaching. So not many more courses to go through. And like I mentioned, this is my second semester doing the teaching program. So it really is possible to get through this pretty quickly if you really buckle down and work hard to pass your classes. So how I pass quickly is depending on the course. So if it's a course where you have to do a paper, and when I say a paper, sometimes it's like answering questions or watching a video and answering questions that way. It just kind of really depends, sometimes a project. So I will go ahead and open the class first, look at what I need to do to pass it, whether it's the multiple choice or like a paper type thing, and plan from there. If a test is just like a multiple choice test. I will do they have a pre-assessment. I would do that first, and it will tell you kind of what you need to know in order to pass the test, and it'll tell you what you succeed in and what you still need to work on as well. So if I take a pre-test and I get everything not right, but shows that I'm competent in those areas, I'll go ahead and take my objective assessment, which is like your final, and I will see if I pass them. Usually, if I can pass the pre-test, I can pass the final. So that's a way to finish quickly without even really opening any text. If you're doing the pre-test and there's a few sections you need to work on, I will just go through and figure out what I need to work on, read through those sections, take those practice quizzes or whatever, and then go back and take the pre-test again, see if I pass, and repeat. That's been the most effective for me. And then the papers, I will look and see what I need to do, what topics I need to read, or what I need to look at, answer the questions, submit it. Sometimes they send it back and you have to do a like resubmit it, but they're pretty good about telling you what you need to work on. So I'll look at that, go through, read extra text or whatever I need to do, and resubmit. And usually I'll pass it on the second try. There has been one time that it took about 3 tries to do, but it was pretty minimal. I just wasn't reading everything on the rubric correctly. So if not, you always have your course instructor too that's able to help you, which is amazing because they're really that extra support person for you, like I had mentioned. Just to kind of explain that I have passed so many classes quickly. My first semester for teaching, I passed 11 courses. Typically it's 4 at a time, so your mentor will schedule you 4, you do 1 at a time, or like I said, maybe 2 at a time depending on what it is. And then once you pass all of those, your mentor can add in more, and you can add those in on the flat rate for the semester, so that's how you save money. So I did 11 courses, so I knocked out a whole semester in that first semester, and then in the second semester I still have a month to go and I've passed 6 classes. So they're getting a little trickier. There's some science in there. If you're like me, I'm not great at science, so that's been kind of a work in progress, but I was able to do some teaching courses and some math courses pretty quickly. There's a history course that I did pretty quickly, so it just kind of depends what you're good at and what your strong suits are, but it's definitely possible to work pretty quickly and kind of knock off a semester if you know what to do. So I still feel like this is a great program for me. I feel like the flexibility is great for my schedule. I will definitely say that working in a school already has given me some background knowledge, prior knowledge. So if you're able to do that, if you're going into the teaching program, if you are able to get into a school and work as like a paraprofessional or even like a substitute paraprofessional, somebody in an office, even volunteer, to get some knowledge, that would probably help you out a lot. I've definitely found that to help me in my courses. There's some things that you need to know just for your job that I've been able to apply to my courses, and it helps me pass. So that's been kind of a win-win because I love my job and it helps me in school. So, and I'm also getting, I forget what to say, my foot in the door, I guess, for my school district. So hopefully that will benefit me later when I'm looking for a job. I did want to mention too, I have a little bit of information about the master's programs. Now, depending on what you want to do, it just depends. But I do have a coworker that is doing her master's through WGU right now, and there's been a few other people that I've known that have done it. And it's basically the same thing as far as there's a flat rate. I think it's a little more, but flat rate, work as quickly as you can. She has got her master's in about 2 semesters. So once again, you just have to work through it, work when you can, really focus on that material, ask your mentors questions, and you're able to get through it pretty quickly as well. And then for teaching, they have different ones. They have where you can just get your master's, or you can get an additional licensure with your master's if you're wanting to do like an English language learners program, or receive a master's in special education or something along those lines. Math education, science education, for secondary learners. There's all of those as well where you can receive your licensure. So lots of opportunity. I am planning to probably just get my master's right after I get my bachelor's, just because I'm already in the flow of school. So I feel like I might as well just keep that going, but we'll see as I get closer. If you have any more questions or you want any more updates, please comment. I would love to do a video of questions regarding WGU. It doesn't even have to be necessarily about teaching. I do know about the business side as well, or if you just have general questions. Please let me know if I didn't answer them, and I would love to. Just comment below. As always, please give me a subscribe to my channel so you can see more about my school journey, but also just some updates on my family. I love videoing my kids having fun, and we do fun things. So definitely check that out, especially if you have a family of your own, or you're from the Ohio area. I love to share fun things to do in Ohio as well. But yeah, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.